Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Warhammer painting video. As per usual with all these videos, if you like them, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment down below. Now, this video is completely different. There's nothing going wrong here. It is supposed to be in black and white, and it is because I wanted to paint these models completely differently, so I'm showing them off differently. So, without further ado, these are my take on a certain storm host, and I wanted to do them a display piece as well, so let's crack on with it. So to start off with this colour scheme, what I wanted to do was paint up them shields, which I've used Vallejo's grey white paint to get it going, and I also do this over the enamel kind of areas on the shoulder pads, knee pads and certain areas as well on certain Stormcast, like the Night Quester that is being displayed in this painting tutorial. So I also did the cloth in a certain red, which of course is corn red. Bog standard. This is my kind of go-to colour for a lot of things like them cloth areas, for tunics and stuff like that. It works very well with a lot of colour schemes. And then using Ironbreaker, going over all that scale mail on that tunic. This adds to that kind of metallic look and gives it that nice metallic armoury kind of look as well. You also need to do this over the sword blade if you wish to as well. And then, because the inside of that cloak is white, what I'm doing is going over with Apothecary white to grey up all the recess areas. This works very well, as there's no shade to really do it that quite nicely. And then using Reikland Flesh Shade, I'm just going over that corn red area, darkens it down, but gives it a lot of warmth as well and keeps it a lot of a colour and makes that nice colour kind of glow to it. And then for the hilt of the sword, certain metallic areas like that lion head shoulder pad as well, and the pommel and some other areas, just go over with Retributor armour. Simple trick, and it works very well, and it looks very nice to have that gold trim. And then, now the Apothecary white is dry, I can just go back over it with grey white from Vallejo to smooth over the inside of that cloak, just avoiding the recess areas, so keep that shading going. And then I'm using Reikland Flesh Shade back over the gold, because it adds a lot of warmth, a lot of depth to that colour as well, instead of it just being one monotone colour. And then it's time to start painting that armour. Now this is the Celestial Vindicator's colour scheme, so I'm using Incubi Darkness to start going over the main core parts of the armour, and it gives it a nice base coat and works very well without having to use any shades, which is sometimes very nice to do. And because all of that flat colour shouldn't be that kind of dark green, it should be a kind of teal colour, I'm using Sotek Green, which is a nice teal turquoisey kind of colour, to go over all the main bulk areas without going into recesses on there as well, and it looks pretty nicely, even if I do say so myself. And then you got to do all the little trim areas, so using Retributor armour over that top piece of a headpiece, using some Corax white over the strands of the actual plumage, and then Blood Angels red over that plumage as well, looks very nicely. Using the Feston red as well to highlight certain areas of corn red areas, looks very nicely as well. And using some Stormhost Silver to edge highlight certain gold areas, makes it stand out and makes it look very neat and tidy. And then of course you need to do leather straps, which you can use for brown of your choice to do it, or if you wanted to, a Baden black. Now, as you can see, this is the final piece. So the base is a little bit spare and kind of like a bit sparse, and it needs a little bit of TLC, which will happen over time. But for a first display piece, I think this isn't too bad, and it looks and works kind of alright, and should do very, very well in the future, and it's a good starting point to kind of go from. Now, you'll notice with the two Sequitors on either side of our Knight Quester, they have swords instead of the Sigmar Storm Maces, and that is because I got these from them swords from some evocators, cut them off and fancied a change and put them on a different unit altogether, and I think it works quite well. Let me know what you think in the description down below. If there's any other kind of warband schemes that you'd like to maybe see in the future, let me know in the comments as well, and I will put it into consideration, and might even do it as well. Who knows? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.